everybody. Welcome to the Mind Fitness Mental Podcast on Christmas Eve. I'd just like to say that right now, here in New Zealand, it is 8:46 p.m. on Christmas Eve, and we are spending this time here with you right now. Isn't that exciting?
So it's the last podcast for the year on the Monday.
It is.
It is. And that's why we had to do today's one, because it is all about random acts of kindness. So what is random acts of kindness? How can you go about it? Why is it good? Is it something that you need to tap into? And before we get started, I just want to say, New Zealand, right? We just found out, true story, that, and I took a photo of it just so I wouldn't forget, we have a thing in this country, and this thing is called
Rack Day. Rack Day. Did you even have, who here, put your hands up right now, if you have heard of Rack Day?
Because we had not.
No.
We had not, right? And it started in New Zealand in 2005. And we are the only country in the world, go Kiwis, with a National Random Acts of Kindness Day from north to south, east to west. Go to the Kiwis, like random acts of kindness. Yes, yes, and yes.
Now, I know you're asking, when is this day? Because you may have missed it. So just so you know, it is on the 1st of September. So come 1st of September in 2023, this is going to be our number one priority for that day.
That's how we're going to roll. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So why did we want to finish this year this way? Well, because to be fair, let's think about the last 2 to 3 years. How many of us have been really challenged mentally, physically, and spiritually? We've been hit with this COVID, we've been hit with compulsory lockdowns, we've been hit with compulsory vaccinations, we've been hit with people with sickness, we've been hit with people with illnesses, we haven't been able to have connection, we've lost our community, lots of people have lost their identity. It's been quite full on.
It's been probably for most of us in sort of the 60 years or younger brackets, something that we've never ever experienced. Those people that are a bit older, they may have lived through world wars and the Depression, but for most of us, this has been a massive event in our lives, and it's how can you prepare for it, and how do you know how to deal with it? All right, so first, kudos to everybody that has managed to get through it, and well done to all of us for getting through to the other side and trying to find somewhat a bit of a new normal, but a bit of the old normal coming back into society again, which is bloody fabulous.
And I would love to acknowledge and celebrate everybody that has done their very best to navigate these uncertain times. And with uncertainty, we tend to go to unresourceful habits, which can look like overeating, over drinking, lots of shit flicks, gambling, sex addictions tend to go up,
OCD behaviors.
Yeah, all of those things tend to go on the increase. So I'm celebrating every single person that has done their best in unfamiliar territory and terrain, because you are the bomb.com. So today we want to share with you one of the things that we do, and normally we do this in Thanksgiving in November, and normally every day I send out thank you messages to everybody, and I like to acknowledge and celebrate and share different people in my life, whether it's in the immediate last 12 months or whether it's been over the short duration of my life, because still young. And I like to just remind myself of all the amazing, phenomenal, extraordinary people that have made this who she is, because this does not just rock up like this, being amazing all the time. I know you think it, you're like, you've got your shit together, and you've got this and you've got that, and you're going, oh, I know you think that. But this, like this whole thing, this package, and this whole package requires an army full of people. Nobody can just show up, and regardless of where you are in your life right now, with your shit together. Like we rely on people, whether that's friends, whether that's families, whether that's coaches, whether that's mentors, whether that's your friend at work, whether that's that person on the street. all of us are reliant on community. And there's evidence that suggests when we don't have community, addiction is on the rise. So today we want to share with you what we've been focused on rolling out this end of the year. And, you know, November for us was an extremely busy month and a challenging month for me, and just health-wise. So I didn't have the same energy that I normally have in November. So I had to prioritize what was important at that time, and I didn't even prioritize. Thank you. However, random acts of kindness have been amped up in December.
I have.
And give us, why would you do some random acts of kindness? Why would people, what's so good about it? Like, we know.
Well, basically, I mean, if you look at some of the benefits of kindness, right? Kindness, when you're being kind, it reduces your stress levels, because you stop being in your head and you move into your heart and you let go of all the buzzing around that's going on in your head. Another thing is it can give you so much more energy, because you're putting positivity and energy out and you're receiving it back. So you boost your energy, which is excellent.
That is our number one, because energy is contagious.
Yeah.
And if you can lead by example and you can vamp up your dopamine, your serotonin, all of those beautiful happy hormones without costing you anything, right? Because random acts of kindness don't always have to tap into the wallet. It makes you feel good. You show up better. You help other people show up better. Oh, yeah, all about that.
Yeah.
So kindness
is actually contagious. So if you are kind to somebody, they will most likely, the percentage, the chance of them being kind to someone else goes up like tenfold.
And don't we need more of that? Because I don't know, it's quite stressful at the moment, and everyone's like, I mean, it's a little bit winding down because it's Christmas Eve now. However, in December, everyone goes a little bit batshit crazy. They spend more money. The traffic gets mental. Everyone's at the supermarket till midnight because, you know, the supermarkets are closed for a day. And everyone just becomes reactive instead of proactive. So today, we want to give you some ideas of what we've been doing and what you may want to do moving into the new year, so that you can feel better, you can lift your happy hormones, you can make other people feel better. Like, we were just listening to a podcast this morning, actually, and one of the stories on the podcast was about a lady who was, does she work in the store?
No, she was just going into, was it a Starbucks?
Starbucks.
She was going into Starbucks. She parked and was walking into Starbucks. You want me to go? Yeah. And there was a homeless man sitting outside Starbucks, and she saw him there, and she just went up to him and she started a conversation and just, you know, chatting with him and asking him, what was your name? And, you know, how are you? And how is everything going? And, like, you know, I'm going into Starbucks now. Would you like a coffee? And can I get you a sandwich or something? And he was, you know, they chatted for about 5 minutes. And then he said, thank you, that would be lovely. So she went into Starbucks, she got herself a coffee, and she got him a coffee and a sandwich. And she came out and she gave it to him. And then she sat there for 5 minutes and just chatted to him while he was having his coffee, and just had a conversation, actually acknowledging him, you know, instead of walking past and just pretending that someone isn't there, having a conversation with him. And she then went shopping somewhere. She parked there. She then had to go somewhere else. I think she said she had to go into the bank. So she had to go in the bank next door. And about 10 minutes later, she came out of the bank, went to her car, and there was a sign, a little note on her windscreen. And this gentleman had written on this note that he was considering taking his life that day, and that it was only her sheer kindness, and that somebody cared and somebody saw him and somebody actually acknowledged him, that it stopped him from wanting to do that on that particular day. Now, that is one of the biggest, best gifts you could ever give to somebody. And she didn't do it because she wanted anything in return. She just did it out of kindness. And she saved a life that day. You never know what somebody else is going through. You never know what's happening in somebody else's world. And that could be somebody really close to you, or it could be a complete stranger. So I thought it was very...
It's really touching, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that we can all take a little bit from that. Is, you know, a couple of weeks ago, and I was sharing this on in my private coaching group, that we were at Bunnings, and it was a little bit, which is a building depot place here in New Zealand, and it was a little bit crazy busy, and we were in a rush, and we went upstairs, and as I was going past the elevator, I saw a lady there that was collecting money. And this was my attitude. I just turned away like she didn't matter, that the cause that she was fundraising didn't matter, and that I didn't have enough time to even acknowledge her. And as I was walking up the escalator, I just felt this huge emotion of, who the hell are you? Like, you can't even look someone in the face and smile at them. And so we're going around Bunnings, and I thought, when we go back downstairs, I'm actually going to go back and acknowledge her and drop some money in. I don't know what they were, they were giving away, like raffle tickets, etc. And anyway, so we'd finished shopping and we went downstairs, and then I just went to grab my phone, and I thought, oh, I've got no cash on my phone. Like, I didn't even, actually, I think my phone was in the car. And so I just said to Sam, have you got any money? Have you got $5 on you? And she said, no, I've only got 50. I said, that'll do. So I grabbed the 50 and I went to the counter, like the lady sitting at the table, and I just said, there was 2 or 3 of them. There was 3. And I just said to the ladies, I just wrapped it up, put it in the jar, the little thing, money thing. And I just said, I just wanted to wish all 3 of you a happy Christmas and thank you so much for what you're doing. And I walked away. And Sam said, what did you just do? I said, I just actually chucked the $50 in there because I actually walked past them and I didn't even acknowledge them. I was more worried about making sure that we got stuff done. So here I am going to spend hundreds of dollars on stuff, like just stuff like plants and Christmas decorations and stuff, And these people are collecting for people that are in need right now. And I thought, isn't that interesting? Here I am prioritizing money to buy stuff when people are in need. And then it made me think back to all the times that I used to go collecting as a teenager and a young adult, and when I used to do charities for the AIDS Foundation in Sydney, and I used to have buckets or door knocking, because we're allowed to door knock back then, and how generous people were with their time and how generous people were with their money and, having conversations. And I just thought, for a lot of years, I did fundraising and collected funds for what used to be called the IHC here. And here I am, 20, 30 years later, just looking at people and not even giving them the time of day. And it was disgusting. I was disgusted in my behavior. So I thought, I need to move into the acts of kindness in a really quick way, because I could notice that I was moving into the reactive phase. So I just said to Sam, every day we're going to give cards away. We're going to acknowledge people, whether it's, $50 in or $10 in, it doesn't matter. We're going to send messages to people, and we're just going to really appreciate people that have made a significant difference in our world. And the reason that I decided to do that for me is because I was being reactive. I have been, exceptionally emotional just due to meds right now. So I've been aggressive, assertive. I've been emotional. I've been boo-hoo mode sometimes and highly anxious. So when I'm like that, I tend to pull away from society. And what I wanted to do was to connect with society and make someone else feel good. So at the beginning of the month, when we had our habit trackers, which I had designed earlier, we just decided to give out 100 of them, like 100, boom, let's just go. We're giving 100 habit trackers out. And I was having a conversation with a couple of people in America, and they were like, man, your habit trackers are amazing, Ursh. I just really want to order them, and that's fantastic. And I was like, yeah, we're just going to send out 100. And they're like, well, how much are you going to charge for them? And what's your profit? And I said, no, we're actually just going to give them away. And she's like, that's going to cost you thousands. And I said, and imagine how many people we're going to help. Like, imagine the opportunity and the possibility that we have to be able to give back to people that, number one, have never heard of a habit tracker. Number two, we're going to help them be so aligned with their goals that they're going to completely slay them in 2023. And those people are going to have a ripple effect on their children, on their families, and on their work colleagues, on their greater community. Like, it's just money. So knowing that we're in a position where we can just do that and give back. And the other thing is my forgiveness book came out, like my actual first ever journal, like your journey to forgiveness. And we ended up, I think we bought 50 of these, and we've probably given away 20, 25 of these to random people. Now, people are like, how do you know who to give them to? And you won't believe the amount of people that I come into contact with who are sharing so bravely and so courageously what's going on for them in their world right now, and the struggles that they've had with either friends or family, or with their health, or with their families or their brothers. And anyone that I've struck up a conversation with on social media, anywhere, if I feel so inclined to either send them a book or to, drop them the ebook, because I know that's not going to get to them for Christmas, and I know that it's going to help them, that fills my heart. Like, that absolutely fills my heart. Knowing that I'm connecting with people overseas right now that are struggling with forgiveness, that are sending me messages on the daily to say, Ush, this is amazing, this is really challenging, this is really stressful, this is really deep, no one's ever done this before. And the messages that we're getting, we wake up every morning to amazing, like, I couldn't even tell you how many messages we've woken up to this week. Like, our inbox is flooded with love and gratitude. And knowing that we are able to give something so little back to people it's been incredible. Like, our local coffee shop, when we went through lockdown this year, and people were not going to coffee shops, and like, I was not able to go to coffee shops. I was not able to go to movie theaters. I was not able to go to libraries. I wasn't able to go into malls. I was just, there was just so much judgment and segregation around the mandates in this country. I couldn't even go to the rubbish tip, for goodness sake, when I was in the middle of renos. So this particular coffee shop never, ever made me feel like I was not a human being. They never made me feel that I was different to anyone else. They treated me with the utmost courtesy and respect and love. I never felt judged from them. I never felt isolated from society. It was one of the few cafes that were like, it doesn't matter. And they made coffee with love. And
every day.
Sam said, every time. And Sam said, we have to, and I said to him, we have to go to this business every single day we're in lockdown, because people aren't going to businesses, and we have to buy coffee every day, so that we can support that business. And lo and behold, we go there for coffee now. Guess what happens? Sam was standing at the back of the line, and we get coffee first before we even get there, don't we?
Yeah, usually I arrived at the front to go and pay or make my order, and coffees are there ready to go, and they know exactly what we want. And they always, again, with a smile and with gratitude and with love, which is incredible.
Yeah, and when you feel isolated and alone and judged, and you've got someone that is able to love you unconditionally and treat you like you are just like everybody else, you've got to be grateful for that, right? Because there's so many people that have been living in fear and projecting their fear. It's not that some people are judgy at the moment, it's just fear. We've all been living in fear. So when we can come and we can dose kindness on so many people with no expectation of that being returned to us, life changes. Like, life moves very differently. You come from a place of calmness, from a place of forgiveness, and you get to light someone up. Like I think I've had probably close to 100 blood tests this week, calm down this year. And every time I go in there, it's a struggle for me, because it's hard for them to find my veins, and there's been numerous people that are new at it, and I end up bruised. And so now I'm like, actually, no, I just want the experts to put a needle in, because so I'm drinking my water, I'm doing my exercise, I go in there, and I was like, I have to actually give my beautiful lady in there a gift and a card, and just to tell her how bloody special she's been, because every time I go in there, she is so certain. She just doesn't muck around. She has light conversation. She's very direct. She's very approachable. We just talk the shit. And I'm in a mask, which freaks me out anyway, because I start to feel like I'm hyperventilating in there. I can't look at the needle go in. My veins feel like they're collapsing. She just talks. That's all she does. And that is, yes, her job. But I love the fact that she's so passionate about her job. She looks after her customers. She's always put a smile on her face, and she makes me feel safe. She gives me an act of kindness every time I go in. So, of course, I'm going to drop her a card and drop her a beautiful, one of my favorite candles, give her a candle, because she's made me feel like, she's made me feel safe. So, it's been wonderful.
Yeah. And I mean, it's great. You think about those people in your life that you, I mean, and this is random acts, right? Maybe there's a dairy that you pop into every day or every second day, and you get your milk, or petrol station that, well, so many of them are like serve yourself nowadays.
I know.
But, you know, like,
I know, Sam.
just a random, someone in your neighborhood that you see often, and, you know, they help you. And yes, they're doing their job. But, you know, it's nice to actually acknowledge people for that they're doing a great job, and that you feel like you're connected to them. I know that my local dairy, every time I go down there, they know my name. I know I don't go there that often, but they know my name, and we have just a general conversation, and it's always pleasant, and I always feel welcome in there. I feel like I'm part of the family when I go into the dairy and I go and grab us some milk, or sometimes I go and get us an ice block, or I go in there and get Dax something, or I've run out of cinnamon. So, because once I went in there and they didn't have cinnamon, they always have cinnamon now for me, just in case.
Random act of kindness in
Yeah.
itself, like listening to what the customer wants and then bringing that in and looking after them.
Yeah, making sure that they always have it, because next time they don't want me not to have my cinnamon. I mean, that was just fabulous. So I always remember them. So think about who are the people that you may have around you that you see regularly, who are just genuinely kind, nice people that you want to thank.
So who are the tribes? Like, I have I've got an amazing bunch of people in America, in the UK, and Australia, and without these phenomenal tribes, I don't know where I'd be. Like, they melt my heart. They allow me to be who I am. They challenge me. They stretch me. They're there for me in the hard times. They confront me. They console me. They want me to be better. It's a safe tribe. So who are those people that have enabled you to be seen? Those people that have enabled you to be heard? Those people that have just allowed you to show up fully, unapologetically you. Like, maybe it's at your gym, maybe it's at your library, maybe it's at the dog park, maybe it's at the petrol station, maybe it's in your private Facebook groups. Like,
could be someone at work. And it maybe not even your department, but they're on another floor, or somebody that you bump into all the time when you go and pick up your coffee in the morning.
We would love to ask you to find 5 people that have made your 2022 even better by having them in it. Like, who are just 5 people that you can think of? Think about January all the way to December. Like, what have you managed to achieve? What struggles have you been through? And who has been the person that has helped you? Not just in December, but who was there for you in January when you were having a really challenging time? Who was there for you in April? Like, who are the people that would run out the back of your business when you weren't allowed in your business and give you a hug anyway? Like, who are those people? Because those people stopped me hitting depression. Those people brought my anxiety down. Those people just loved me and couldn't give a shit about the rules. Do you know, like, those are the people that I will love till the day I die. Who are your people? Who are the people that have showed up for you when you really needed them? So my specialist, who has just rung me, that was yesterday, what day around? Yeah, he just, like, I swear he has me on speed dial. Like, I think he gets bored, so he just wants to ring Ursh. But the fact that he would even consider, as soon as blood tests are in, he's like, the same day, Ursh, how are you going? This is what's going. That is his job. But his bedside manner is unfreaking believable. Like, unbelievable. He goes above and beyond. He talks to me like I'm a human being. He treats me with respect. He filters the bad news and just says to me, Ursh, are you there? Yes. He says, is Sam with you? And then we know, holy shit, he's going to hit me with a grenade right now. Yes, we're here. Great. Grab yourself a pen. This is what we're going to do. And the preciseness, the certainty that he gives me calms me down. And he's one holiday. I was like, dude, just go, don't worry about it. Shit's sorted. He's like, Ursh, I'll be calling you on this day and this day and this day. I need you to get this blood test done, this done, this done. Like I said to him, no, I'm just doing 10 minutes in the sun. This is how good this guy is, right? And he goes, Ursh, no, you're not allowed in the sun at all. Sun up. I'm sending, and I said to him, no, vitamin D, I need vitamin D for my blood test. Low vitamin D, cancer rate goes up, energy goes down, depression goes up, cancer's got all of this. So I'm just bleating like I'm an expert, but I'm so not, because, I'm not like him. So he says, Ursh, I'm going to send you a prescription for sunblock and vitamin D tablets.
And make sure you wear the sunblock every single day.
This is my specialist. He doesn't have to do that. Like, how amazing is this guy? So, just amazing. Rob Dial is another amazing guy, and I need to private message him, even whether he listens to it or not. Like, we are in his coaching group. Every Wednesday, we get to hang out with amazing, phenomenal, extraordinary people, and where we can be seen, we can be heard. But just being coached by him and being stretched by him and being celebrated by him and that community, we would never, ever have started a podcast. Never have started a podcast. You bet that I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my mum, that I know constantly challenges me that, Ursh, once you've done your first forgiveness chapter, what's next? I was like, okay, I need to get a book. I'm grateful for her. I'm grateful for all the people that said to me, Ursh, you can definitely do it. I sent them a book. I was just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. To all the people that have ever written a book and sent me their book, I sent them a book. Like, all of the people that believed in us and in our business, that have celebrated our business, we've just sent them gifts. Everybody's being challenged right now. They've got thousands of gyms that they can go to, and our members are our golden nuggets. They're like our family, our team, our tribe. Like, without them, we wouldn't have got through. We would not have got through. Like, our team have had to step up. They've had to show up. They've had to change roles. They've had to have Sam as their boss instead of me, which, can I just say, that's been a blessing in disguise. Like, for every obstacle, there's always blessings. So who is it that showed up for you? And I want you to send them a thank you message, just a message. And I want to share with you, this is one of many that I received. And I have to share this with you because this amazing, beautiful, beautiful woman who I have never, ever met in person. And whenever I need calming, or whenever I feel like I'm out of my depth, I can message her and she sprinkles me with validation, love, and support. And I woke up to this message, and Jules, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because not only have you stretched and grown me this year, but you've supported and you've loved me. So thank you for challenging me, for knowing the right questions to ask, and always coming from a place of love. I love that you're in my world, and this really hit home for me today. You could probably read it, because otherwise I'm going to cry.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Ursh.
Just make sure there's nothing private and personal about her. I don't think so. I think we'll be right.
Ursh, I appreciate having the opportunity to meet you, get to know you, and call you a friend. I appreciate the kindness, compassion, and attention to detail you show when I'm struggling with external triggers and emotional reactivity. I appreciate your openness, vulnerability, courage, strength, and bravery. I appreciate your realness, your rawness, and acknowledge your wisdom from years of experience and learnings. I appreciate the way you inspire, motivate, and transform lives. I appreciate your gift, drive, and determination. Your grit, drive, and determination, taking risks, getting shit done, and even more than that, taking us along for the ride. I appreciate you for being you. Here's to 2023. That is awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
Cool.
Isn't that amazing? Now, at the beginning of the month, oh no, I didn't, it was probably 2 weeks ago, I actually sent her a habit tracker to say, thank you for being in my world. Thank you for making my life better, for being in it. And I guarantee you she still hasn't received it. Now, when you give acts of kindness, it's just, it comes back tenfold. Acts of kindness do not have to be about money. And if you've got money and you're able to give, then please give. Please give, because there's so many people out there that are so in need right now. But your words are your superpower, and they have the ability to transform lives like you would not believe. Every single day we've been sending out private messages to people that have made a significant difference in our world this year. And from the bottom of our heart, we just do that because we are so blessed and grateful. We say this all the time. We are blessed by the best. Like, sometimes we can't believe how many amazing, magical people we come into contact with. And I don't know, maybe it's because we do active gifts of, help me out, Sam.
Random acts of kindness.
Random. Good gosh, there we go. The steroids is having a go at me. So our intention today was to hopefully inspire you to be able to do some random acts of kindness, whether it's at the end of the year, whether it's at the beginning of the year, whether it's to your family, whether it's to your friends, whether it's to a random stranger. These are some of the quick ideas that we've written down that we thought might be able to help you. So we send thank you messages. Sometimes I do audio, sometimes I do written. I used to do audio all the time in the last 2 years. Now I'm tending to write the messages. The reason I do that is because when someone sends me a message now, I screenshot it. So I've just messaged this beautiful lady, Jules, back, and I said to her, you have no idea the timing today for me to read that today when I was feeling extremely vulnerable and a little bit spacey and anxious. I'm going to screenshot it. I'm going to put it in a picture frame, because any other time that I'm having self-doubt, any other time that I'm not feeling worthy, any other time that I'm lacking confidence, I'm going to have that, and I'm going to grab that picture and I'm going to read it. And people have come back to me and said, Ursh, I like to read your message over and over and over again. Being the receiver of that in the last 12 months, I feel you, I see you, and now I write it.
Yeah.
We screenshot it, and we just like, look at that. Like, there's evidence to support that. We are freaking epic people, and we are changing lives. And you are epic people, and you are changing lives. Let's boost each other up so we can keep having that energy, because energy is contagious. All right.
Can we give them a little bit of example of when you write something? Like,
yes.
So when you write a message to somebody, and this was an example here where Jules did it at the very end. It's really powerful just to add in this one little sentence. I appreciate whatever. I appreciate your funny, your laughter, the fact that you're always there for me, and you really make the sun shine for me. But it's even more than that. I love that when I talk to you, you listen. And so use those words. I love that you do this, or appreciate, or I'm grateful for this, this, and this. But it's even more than that. I love the fact that you.
Now, lots of you are probably going, Ursh, you've done this. Oh, no. It's okay. You go, steal those tools.
It's so powerful.
Share those tools. Yeah, it's
really powerful, because you can say, I'm really grateful that you did this and this and this and this. Thanks for being in my world. Goodbye. And that's wonderful. But if you use those words, but it's even more than that, then it just takes it to a whole nother level of deep appreciation. And it just means so much more, because it's less superficial. It's like going a little deeper. So it's just a little secret.
Little secret.
Little secret.
Give us 5 or 10. Which ones?
All right.
Random acts of kindness. Let's go.
So either
cost you nothing.
You could ring or write a letter to a grandparent. Like your grandparents, if your grandparents are still alive, writing letters was the thing that they did when they were young. We now just do the whole phone call, and it's very rushed. Imagine actually writing a letter about how much you love a grandparent. If you've still got one, do it, because you never know.
Pick flowers for a friend. If you've got money and you want to buy them, go and buy them. Better still, go and buy a plant. Go and buy a plant, because those things live and they oxygen it. They just give oxygen back to the planet. Offer to pick up someone's groceries for an elderly neighbor. Send someone or drop your neighbors a private letter or note of thanks and gratitude, how much you love them. Put it in their letterbox. Babysit for a friend. Like, you know, we've been lucky to have 3 new mums in our immediate circle this year. Just offering to babysit, like send a cleaner to their house, go and clean their house while they go out. Like,
have a break.
Yeah, give
Especially
them a break.
New mum, you know, sort of a young baby, get an opportunity to go out or contact someone that you haven't spoken to or seen for a long time, a friend from school, from an old workplace, maybe even a cousin that you don't often talk to, and just reach out and just say, hi, I've been thinking about you. And remember when we did this? Yeah. That's a really nice way.
Offer to cook for a friend or family member. I think that's a beautiful one. Help with household chores, your house or someone you know right now that's struggling. So with the COVID buzz, lots of people have been getting sick, not with COVID, but all the other things. Sometimes it just becomes overwhelming. If you had cooked dinners, if you could drop by and with coffee, like when we had COVID, people were dropping off meals, people were dropping off coffee. We got gift packs. I was like, can we get COVID again? Like, we were so spoiled. Like, people coming in every day to bring our coffee, leaving it at the door. Like, wasn't that the most magnificent thing that we experienced?
I think you could, pick up one of your friends who might be working through the Christmas and New Year's time, and pick up their pet and take the pet for a walk, so that they don't have to worry about it, and they're not worried about their pet being stuck at home alone all day and not being able to get out for a walk. And
that one's for you, Lama, because sometimes when we're working on a Wednesday night, she'll come and pick up Dax, and she'll take Dax to the beach. Yeah. And she's like, can I? Can you? Yeah. Like, we come home and our boy's been spoiled with his best buddy, Murphy. Of course you can. Like, that is random acts of kindness. Like, we came home today and we have a herb garden that is on our deck. Like, that is random acts of kindness. And like I've said to you, we have probably received 15 messages in the last 3 days, lots of them from our team. After we had our Christmas function, they're all just, boss, that was amazing. You guys are fantastic. We love our tribe. And they're just, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Then the next one, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was an incredible night. And we're like, whoa, we live and operate in a place of gratitude in our business. And they work for us and they're thanking us.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, Sam, you wouldn't believe the amount of gratitude that we have from our team this morning. We just got up and it's like our whole staff page, like boom, 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 boom. One of our team came and knocked down on a door at 4 o'clock this afternoon, Christmas Eve, and dropped off a Christmas gift to bosses. Like, who drops off Christmas gifts to bosses?
Oh, amazing. Like coming to our house to specially hand deliver. So that is special as well, rather than leaving a box somewhere in an office, or actually coming to hand deliver. I think that's really lovely.
We did a random act of kindness, didn't we? We went Christmas light. This cost you nothing, right? And we had nothing planned last night, and we had friends that came over, and they live up north, and they were like, what are you guys doing? Come on over. And we're like, why don't we go look at the Christmas lights? Let's take the kids out. She's got 5 fabulous children. Let's go and look at the Christmas lights. Now, we have a lot to do. And I'm like, no. Why? Because time spending with those that you love, you will never, ever, ever put a price tag on that. And hanging out with people, going to the beach with people, like just ringing people and say, do you want to go to a movie? Do you want to go out for coffee? Do you want to go for a walk on the beach? Do you want to watch a sunrise? Because we all assume that the whole planet has best friends that they can call and they can rock up for them.
Or that they're too busy doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah, but we work in a woman's only gym. We own a woman's only gym. And one of the biggest misconceptions out there is that everyone has friends that they can just call and go and socialize with and hang out with. I'm calling bullshit. No, they don't. Someone has to take the first brave, courageous step and just ask someone in a random act of kindness. Hey, would you like to go and take the dogs for a walk? Hey, would you love to catch up and go to a movie? Hey, would you love to come and watch the sunrise? So there we go. That is our short.
Yeah, thought it'd be a quick one tonight.
And I'm going to end this podcast with a beautiful thank you and acknowledgement to my wife. You didn't know that was coming, did you, honey?
No, I didn't know.
So I wanted to say thank you, my honey, for being my biggest support leader. Thank you for stepping into the business when I was no longer able to work in our business. Thank you for embracing growth with both hands, for slaying so many dragons, for covering all the classes that I haven't been able to teach, for moving the clients that I haven't been able to train, for implementing a new sales procedure and video training, for recruiting new instructors at our club, for showing up for all of our team, because we've only had one of us, and in 18 years,
Always been the two of
it's
us.
been the two of us. And I am the powerhouse in the business, and I haven't been allowed back in the business for a long time, until April this year. So my wife has really stepped out of her comfort zone as an introvert, as someone that likes to hide behind an extrovert. She has supported me to grow my business. She's supported me to become an author. She's been a project manager for one of our properties that's a 3-bedroom full reno. She's been our property manager for a brand new build. She's been a property manager for one of our recladding and new windows in another property. She's taken all of this in her stride without ever losing her shit. And I have lost my shit in the last, how long, baby? How long? It's probably been
that long.
Since I had to increase my steroids.
Like 3 or 4 weeks.
3 or 4 weeks. I've been very hard to live with. I've been extremely emotional. I've been assertive. I've been aggressive. I've been rambling crap. I've been not mentally being able to cope, and just picking fights, but not wanting to pick fights. Needing extra attention, just needing for Sam to be able to make decisions, and I haven't been able to make decisions, for her to be able to show up when I need her to show up, and making sacrifices for me, being the person that has taken our boy to, how many chemos has our boy had this year?
16
chemos our boy has had, and just being the life for both of us, allowing me just to spend time with the dog, to go to bed when I needed to recharge and reset my body. And it's more than that, honey.
There we go. See?
It's way more than that. You love me unconditionally, and you allow me to be seen, you allow me to be heard, and you allow all parts of me to be seen and heard. And I love you for that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being my biggest ever cheerleader, and for allowing me to be Ursh, because without you, my life would be nothing. So thank you, my honey. Thank you for coming onto YouTube with me.
I know. How did that happen?
Hey? Yeah.
Thank you.
So if you've got someone that you love dearly, that has been there for all of these challenges and all of the good times, I'm also going to say thank you for getting us to Bora Bora for our 21st, because Sam made that happen. We're like, what else would you do for your 21st? So not only is my wife there on the times that are really challenging, but she's also there to make sure that we celebrate when we want to. Like, we've just got to go out and celebrate.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a phenomenal, beautiful year of growth, of love, of expansion, of confronting. And I think it's been pretty sensational.
Yes.
We are blessed by the best.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
We are absolutely blessed. Like, we've met phenomenal, extraordinary people, and we don't even know. Every year we just get into like our vibe and our tribe. It's just like, how do we even know these people? So from our heart to yours, thank you. Thank you for sharing these podcasts. Thank you for writing us messages. Thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel.
Thank you for jumping on every week Thank you for the messages after the podcasts and after you've seen the YouTubes. Just hearing from you and knowing that we're helping you and that you're getting something out of these really helps us to keep going and keep showing up. We really appreciate all of you for the time that you put in to let us know that you're, loving this podcast. I love this week's podcast. This really hit home for me. I can't believe it. Were you in my head? Did you know what was going on in my world? So thank you to everybody. Thank you for my wife that actually makes this podcast possible, because
I just want to say,
I didn't do it.
Yeah. And as Sam was thanking all of you, I wanted to say it is more than that.
It is.
It is way more than that. I would love to thank you for being vulnerable and being brave to reach out to us, to share with other people, because so many of us want to stay hidden and so many of us want to hide parts of us that are not good enough, we feel, for society. And so when you reach out and you share your personal journey with us from your heart and how our podcasts have changed your life, your children's lives, and your partner's lives, that keeps us going on the hard days. That's why we're here on Christmas Eve, because this podcast is going to make a difference to someone's life. And we couldn't be more grateful for every single one of you. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you.
Thank you.
Wishing you all, I hope you all had a Merry Christmas, because you're probably not going to get this till Monday.
There you go. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas.
Yeah.
Don't go mental on Boxing Day with all your shopping. And if you do, be grateful and thankful. And one of the other things you can do is have a conversation, like a real conversation with the person at the checkout. Look them in the eye. How are you today? Thank you so much for packing this all up, rather than just put your head down, pay and leave. It's just another act of kindness. It's actually acknowledging somebody's presence. Anyway, have a wonderful.
Thank you, beautiful tribe. We look forward to hearing from you.
Enjoy
and we
your holidays.
really hope that you're going to have a beautiful break. Remember, don't forget to go out there and be freaking awesome, because energy is contagious and the world needs you to show up fully. Love you all. If you loved this episode today, like if you loved it, even if you just liked it a little bit, that would help. We would love to ask you a huge favor. Can you please, a million times, please, subscribe to our channel?
Push the button below. Just push it now before you forget. Just go push it.
You can do it.
Because not only will you never miss an episode ever again,
Never.
You'll always be there, but then you'll also help other people find us, because the more people that watch us, the more people that will get our message, and then more people will be part of our podcast. Wouldn't that be awesome?
And we can't not see you and hear you every week, can we? We just can't. So just do it. Just do it.
Just push the button.
Eat the frog. Do it now.
It's right down there.
Go do it for us. That'll be like the best present you could ever give us. Thank you.
Bye.